What's up guys, my name is Eli Clark. I'm a sports videographer and creative at App State University, and today in this video I'm going to be giving you guys the secret sauce to color grading your videos. Now just a disclaimer, this is not going to be like a walkthrough of how to actually color grade your videos. I made a video on that you can go check out right here at my last video, but this is going to be kind of just like what I add on to the grade when I'm done, just to give it that creative look. And I will be using a program and a plugin in this video called Dehancer Pro. Now what Dehancer is like a film emulation type of plugin, so you can get the bloom, you can get any film look that you would want in your videos. And just a disclaimer, they did not pay me to say anything in this video, so everything that I say is my honest opinion and review of this software. So like I said, they do make it for Davinci and Premiere Pro. I'm going to be using the Davinci version, and if you want to go pick this up, you can go get it in the link in the description. I have a discount code for 10% off, so use ECM11 at checkout for 10% off. And yeah, it's $450 US for a lifetime version, and then they have a 1 year, 6 month, and I think 3 month version, which honestly, I would just go ahead and get the lifetime if I were you, because it makes more sense than paying $300 for a year. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how I actually use the software. So let's hop right into Davinci Resolve, and I'm not going to go ahead and color grade my videos by hand. I'm just going to go ahead and apply one of my LUTs. So like I said in my last video, in order to use my LUTs, I actually do have a LUT pack, so if you want to go pick that up, that'll also be in the link in the description. $25 for some high quality LUTs. So we're going to go ahead and go to sgamut3.cine and S-Log3 since I shot on a Sony camera. Now you can see the white balance is way off, so I'm going to go to this node right here. I'm going to select the dropper, select the white part in my jersey, and then we're just going to come over here to the offset. We're going to fix the exposure. Then we're going to go delete this transform node. We're going to make another node, and then now I'll go up to my LUT pack. So you can see cinematic basketball LUTs. We're going to log, picture profile, and I'll just go ahead and use LUT 1. So now you can see we have a pretty good grade right there already. So now what I like to do is create another node. So Option S to create a node if you don't know how to do that in DaVinci. And then once you download the plugin, it'll just be over here in your effects. So you're going to type Dehancer Pro and you'll see it pop up right here. You'll drag that onto a node. Now, if you really wanted to, you could go in here and you could choose your camera and do the whole color grading process within Dehancer. But I like to just use it for some finishing touches. I don't use it to color grade my entire videos. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and turn pretty much everything off to start, because it comes with a lot of things enabled, which I wish it didn't, honestly. I wish it just came with everything disabled and you can go through and enable what you want. But yeah, that's everything disabled. So I'm going to kind of walk through what each thing does and tell you what I use and what I don't use. So right here for this film developer, if I enable it, it will just kind of, you can contrast boost, gamma correction. I never use this, I'm not going to lie, so I can't really speak on it too much. But down here is where a lot of people get intrigued. So if you shoot anything other than sports, like some nature, anything like that, this film look can be very useful. So you can download film profiles if you don't like the ones that are already built in here. But I like to go down here to film compression sometimes, and you can choose like the impact of how much you want it to have, all that stuff. And then if you want to come down here to print, you can enable print, and you can come down here to any Canon film log, the Kodak glossy paper. Now I'm not an expert on this, I don't use the film looks a ton, but we'll come down here to film grain. Now film grain is going to give you obviously the film grain and you can choose from all these presets they have. So they have 8mm film, 16mm film, 35mm film, 65mm film. So if I choose that 65mm film, you can see it's giving me a little bit of like film grain on my video. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but yep, I can go down here to halation. Now halation and bloom are what I use the most in my videos. So basically what halation is it gives you like a red glow around your, like around everything, like around the subjects and what's in focus. So I like to come over here to custom for the halation, and I'll go ahead and enable it, and you can see it gives you like this red tint to your image almost. So I'll go up here to source limiter, and this like kind of just, you can choose where you want that red glow to be around. So background gain chooses how much of the background you want the halation to affect, and then smoothness obviously is pretty self-explanatory. Local diffusion, you can see if I bring that all the way up, you can see how much of that red glow is in my video, and you see that looks pretty good. If I'm trying to go for this like old school type of look, global diffusion is just everything, it's not just like the subject. So we'll turn that up just a tad. Amplify will obviously amplify, or you can like turn it all the way off. So we'll go like right there, looks pretty good. So you can see this red glow around the subject, and it's really subtle. You want it to be pretty subtle, just because if it's obvious, it's gonna look really weird. And then I like to go down here to impact and just adjust that a little bit. Now if we turn that off, you can see the glow, but it wouldn't really be too noticeable if I didn't turn it off and back on, which is what you want. Now bloom is another thing I really like to use a lot. So basically the bloom is going to be like your highlights. It'll make them brighter and kind of diffuse them. So if you have ever heard of like what a black mist filter is that you use on the front of your lens, you can basically do that in post. So I like to go to custom once again. I can choose my highlights, or how much of my highlights I want to be affected. Source limiter, same thing. And then we'll go to save lights, which will like pick the brightest parts and kind of brighten them up. Diffusion is how much, like how soft it's going to be. So I like to bring that up a pretty good amount. And then details, it will like save details if you bring it down. Or sorry, if you bring it up, it'll save the details. Source limiter. There's no like right way to do this. It kind of just depends on your image and how you want it to be. So you can see the highlights are kind of like brighter. So right there, that's the bloom, and that's the halation. So if you want to turn the halation off and just do bloom right there, it kind of just softens all your highlights. Now film damage, you can use that too if you want. I never really use it. Never really use a film breath. I'm not for sports videos, film doesn't look great unless you're going for that specific style, which usually I'm normally not. But yeah, that's how I use Dehancer, and they also have an iOS app, so if you don't have a computer or anything like that, you can download the Dehancer app for iOS. And yeah, if you want to check out the desktop version and the plugin, link in the description, use code ECM11 for 10% off. And yeah, that is how I use it. I use this on every one of my videos, and I appreciate y'all for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. And yeah, see ya.